Hello everyone. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the solo stream this week. As people in chat know, Dr. Caveman is not going to be joining us because Cam is tied up with other responsibilities this week. And I thought that I would do this section on my own. We are headed to Canehurst, which is probably my favorite part of the game. And it does have like a nice little solitary vibe to it. So it does make sense to do it myself. And I also am hoping to do some PvP today, and also a little surprise from the Chalice dungeons. And I think I'm going to just leave my pre-stream hype music, quote-unquote hype music, playing. I have... For this week, my music before the stream is just from one of these YouTube channels that has like 3, 4, 5 hour like meditation drones, and it seems like it would be a good thing to just kind of like sit in the background of this week's stream, since there's probably going to be a little bit less in the way of conversation. Though I am still going to offer commentary on the sections that we're going to go through today. The very first thing we're going to do is talk to our friend Alfred, who we've talked to before about Canehurst, but he's gonna give us a nice little refresher, and he's gonna be very important in everything that happens today. So let's talk to Alfred.
Oh, good to see you safe. Now, let's think up something to discuss. Just tell me what piques your interest.
Let's talk about the corrupted Vile Bloods, Alfred.
This time, Master Logarius led his executioners into Canehurst Castle to cleanse it of the Vile Bloods. But all did not go well, and Master Logarius became a blessed anchor, guarding us from evil. Tragic times. That Master Logarius should be abandoned in the accursed domain of the Vile Bloods. I must free him, so that he may be properly honored in martyrdom.
So there's Alfred's quest. He's a member of the Executioners, which is a faction of the Healing Church that specifically exists in opposition to, quote-unquote, the Vile Bloods of Canehurst, who we're going to learn about today. Alfred says that he was in an outfit that was headed by, quote-unquote, Master Logarius. We're going to run into that guy and fight him today, though his name is not going to be Master Logarius when we run into him. There's one more little stop that I wanted to make before we go to Canehurst, and that is back to the place where we learned about Canehurst, Yosefka's clinic, because there's a little bit more to be done there. And I think the fastest way to get to Yosefka's clinic is actually going to be to warp there. So we'll walk our way past this big Lovecraftian beast and go back to the Hunter's Dream. I am paying attention to chat, by the way, so more than happy to talk about whatever people want to talk about, if you want to throw something my way. Good question, Michael. I am, hopefully, gonna do a little bit of a wardrobe update today, because you get a bunch of new clothes in Canehurst, and one of those sets is one of my favorites. So I don't know exactly how it's gonna look on Eve. We're gonna test it out. We're gonna have a little fashion show and decide whether or not we want to update the look for the end game. Next week is going to be, I believe, our marathon finale stream. by the way. Cam, are you asking me if Alfred's clothes are cool? Because, I would say yes, for the most part. Alfred's clothes are cool. Getting brain sucked. Yeah, I think the Executioner set in general is really cool. Though I hate not being able to see my character's face or hair, so I'm almost never going to wear anything that like completely obscures my character's head. But otherwise, I think the Executioner set is really cool. Okay. On our way to meet Yosef. Things kind of dipped out for me just a second ago. Hopefully I didn't lose the stream. Please give me confirmation in chat if you can if you can hear me. I think I lost audio from Bloodborne. Hold on. Okay, it's back. I'm recording, so I'm just gonna go ahead as if everything is working. Up here is where we did not go before. This is where Imposter Yosefka is posted up. And she is now not talking to us and not threatening. She's wearing the same thing I'm wearing. The white church set.
God, I'm nauseous. Have you felt this? It's progressing. I can see things. I knew it. I'm different. I'm no beast. Oh, God, it feels awful. But it proves that I'm chosen. Don't you see how they writhe inside my head? It's rather rapturous.
Oof. One of the more unsettling little set pieces of this game, I feel like. I think this is a fitting thing to kind of start this week's stream with, because it is directly connected to how we ended last week's stream with Ariana giving birth to an infant great one, a little slug monster. Seems like at least Imposter Yosefka thinks that's what's happening with her. Hard to tell if that is actually what's happening or not, or if her brain is just kind of responding poorly to either like the eye transplanting that she may be doing, or the blood transfusions that she may be doing. Unclear exactly what's going on there, but she thinks, it seems, that she's been chosen to give birth to an infant great one, and that is not going to be the last time we talk about this tonight, actually. Yeah, the twitching is rough. I agree, Michael. Also, the laughter is rough. You know, there's the cliche about FromSoft characters, FromSoft NPCs always having some sort of maniacal laugh to them, and hers is one of the more unsettling ones. But we're gonna put Imposter Yosefka out of her misery here and pick up a 1/3 of umbilical cord. So that is the third one of those that we have found. There are 4 throughout the game. And I recently learned today that they actually all have different descriptions. And I could read them now, but I think it would make more sense to save the reading of those umbilical cord descriptions for our finale stream next week. But over here, I think, is where we found the summons to Canehurst, if I'm remembering the architecture correctly. Yeah. Right here we found our first little blue goober alien boy. And some summons to Canehurst. I'll go ahead and read that again. It says... An old blood-stained summons inviting an honored guest to the forsaken castle Canehurst. Rather bafflingly, it is addressed to you. Do not hesitate. The stagecoach leaves from Hemwick Crossing. So we have hesitated a little bit. It's been a couple of weeks since we received this summons. And I'm now realizing that I just like warped in here and then looped all the way around the long way, and I could have just walked this direction to Yosefka. But this is the chill ASMR stream, so it doesn't matter. We're taking the long way. Next up, we are headed to celebrate public transit by taking the carriage to Canehurst. I think the best way to get there is to start where we fought the Witch of Hemwick. All right. Let's go. I should also mention, I have been finishing up the Chalice dungeons. Since last week, we picked up the last bit of Chalice material that I needed, or the last item that you need to enter, the final Chalice dungeons. And I'm a bit over-leveled. You'll notice from my my very large HP bar up there in the top left. I've actually had to stop myself from leveling because I don't want to be locked out of PvP/co-op. You'll notice that I'm carrying around almost 600,000 souls/blood echoes. And this is my bus stop. Yeah, Cam, that's probably a better way to put it. Extremely private transit. A cool and exclusive form of transit. Only for me. This is extremely spooky. This is one of the reasons why I'm glad that we're doing these streams at night, and also why I'm glad that it coincides with Halloween. I forgot that you have the option to just not get in, but of course I'm going to get in. Note, this horse, which I don't think you see horses anywhere else in Bloodborne, is alive. That will not be the case for long. That's what I mean about the kind of forlorn, solitary vibes of Canehurst. It opens in such a kind of, I don't know, creepy, quiet, sort of lonely way. You feel like you're taking this trip that no one has taken in, dozens of years at least. arrives at Canehurst. Here we are, with some some very frozen over horses whose ribs are visible, and who have supposedly crossed a bridge with a large gap in it. You can't go back. You can't get back in the carriage from Canehurst. It's just kind of, you know, a spooky bedtime story where there's no real sense to be made. So we move forward. And it opens for me, as any great creepy mansion should. Speaking of doors opening for me, the door to the actual Canehurst Castle is one of my favorite details of this place. But before we get there, we have some very gross enemies to fight. Where's my first one? There we are. Whoop. Oh, there's another one. So these guys are pretty hard. I've managed to not get hit by one just yet. I was hoping that I could kind of examine their corpses, but I forgot that they explode and disappear after you kill them. We'll take a look at the next one while we're fighting it. They're essentially these like giant grayish white ticks. They have like the creepy, you know, Sadako from The Ring, like wet hair look hanging down in their face, and also these huge pregnant bellies that are full of blood. Ugh. Which is why I call them ticks. I believe Alfred has already referred to Canehurst people as the Vile Bloods. That's going to kind of become more... It's going to make more sense as we get further into this area. But it certainly seems like the people or creatures that we're encountering here are kind of imbibing in blood in a way somewhat differently than the citizens of Yharnam do. So that's the door to Canehurst. We're not going to go in just yet. There's some more to explore out here in this nice snowy terrain. Whoop. Ah. Whoop. There we are. One more back here, maybe? I think there are more than just this. Ugh. Very gross. I do love how FromSoft designs like icy snow levels. There's Painted World of Ariamis and Dark Souls 1. There's a frozen Ilium Lois, though we should not speak of the frigid outskirts. And there's Canehurst, which is maybe my favorite of all those, though Painted World is great. We're about to fight a whole bunch more of those guys. Do not like them. Very hard to hit. The difficulty level of Canehurst is really interesting, I would say. It like modulates, or it fluctuates a lot. And this is one of the areas where I feel like it's helpful to point to and I wish Cam was here so we could have a big conversation about it. I think this area is helpful to point to in having conversations about difficulty in Souls games, which I don't think is like the way these games have been marketed and the way they're often talked about, tends to posit difficulty as kind of like a fundamental good, like, harder is better. I think a lot of Souls fans are like looking for more challenges and such. Oh man, I forgot to fix my weapon. It's okay though. There are parts of Canehurst that are pretty easy, and I think that the easiness actually is kind of integral to the atmosphere that's made in this place. Oh yeah, Cam, you're right. Ariandel is another example, though not one of my favorites. But we'll talk about that, I guess, when we actually get to Dark Souls 3. I think there's another little group of big tick boys somewhere. Where are they? Back here, that's right. I'm gonna see if I can get one at a time. Come on. There we go. I like the way they kind of leapfrog. Oh, except when they leapfrog right onto my face. Oh, man. Again. Okay. Doing okay. I think this last guy does not aggro because he is just... Maybe he is going to aggro. He is absolutely engorged on blood. He can barely move. Oof. Very gross. Something about the snow, though, kind of, I don't know. It balances out the grossness of the area. It still feels clean and nice. Okay, so yeah, this door. It kind of opens. Can't you push it? Huh, I was under the... What am I thinking of? I'm misremembering this. I'm remembering a spot in a Souls game where you have to kind of like push a door open just a little bit. And it's very creepy. So I take back what I said about the door being one of my favorite things. Don't give up. Okay, here we are. So this is Canehurst Castle. This is the stretch of this level that is really not very difficult. There's a bunch of enemies here that don't attack me. There's these guys that are wiping the floor, and there are a bunch of ghostly women standing around too. Though I can't seem to find any of them. I can certainly hear them. Oh, there's one. And they kind of show up one after another. They do aggro you, unlike the dudes washing the floor. But they move very slowly, and their patterns are very easy to dodge, because they really just like do one quick stab right in front of them. It's very simple. And this is an area that you're probably not going to find until pretty late in the game. So most people getting to Canehurst are going to be, they're going to be leveled, they're going to be familiar with how Bloodborne works. They're going to be able to take on enemies that are much harder than these dudes. Or these ladies, I should say. yet they're easy. And I really think there's something to that. I think that it gives this area kind of this, I don't know, the thing that Miyazaki talks about in interviews is like quiet dignity. I don't know if quiet dignity is the word that I would use to describe the people of Canehurst, but more like eerie, right? When something is eerie, it's not threatening, it's just strange and unsettling a little bit. I feel like I shouldn't quite be here. I just picked up this thing, the Reiterpallasch. Weapon wielded by the Knights of Canehurst, combines an elegant knight's sword with the peculiar firearm wielded by the Canehurst Order. The old nobles, longtime imbibers of blood, are no strangers to the sanguine plague, and the disposal of beasts was a discreet task left to their servants or knights, as they were called for the sake of appearances. So the nobles of Canehurst were kind of imbibing on blood, in a way similar to some people in Yharnam did, though it seems like drinking blood is the main way it was, used here. And the beasts that they drank blood from had to have their blood cleaned up by some of these figures that we're running into. Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to nick you there. Let's move forward. Oh, let's see. We got some commentary from Cam in chat. Cam says, I remember feeling like, when's this place going to start kicking on the first run through Canehurst? Makes it very tense. And then, of course, Logarius shows up and obliges. Yeah. That's what I'm saying about the difficulty modulating. Logarius, the boss of this place, is very hard. Arguably the hardest boss of the main game. And it makes sense on a story level. Logarius is the guy who cleared this place out before us. The reason Canehurst is empty is because of the work that he and the executioners did. And so it makes sense that he is much stronger than everything we encounter here. Anything that would have been actually a threat is already gone. And everything we do encounter are like these ghosts, these echoes of the people who once inhabited this space. Also, note the way these people are dressed and the way they look. I think that's going to end up being important. This is one of the more interesting spaces of Canehurst. It's a dining hall, but is covered in metal. So, neither food nor blood, but like finery. It's just, I don't know. I don't want to just praise Canehurst for being random. You know, the carriage ride here is something that is kind of cool because it cannot be explained. But there's something kind of like strange and eerie and evocative about this. Partially because it can't be explained. Hopefully my second Tonitrus doesn't die on me before I make my way to the shortcut. I am going to get a shortcut soon, and I'll go back to Hunter's Dream and fix both of my Tonishrai. Let's read the Noble Dress we just picked up. Very important item, I think. a finely tailored Bordeaux dress worn by the nobles of the old bloodline that traces back to the forsaken Castle Canehurst. And one thing that's not written here, but is perhaps implied, is that this is the dress that Ariana was wearing, suggesting that she has lineage tracing back to the Castle Canehurst. And I believe this painting that I'm looking at here of Adela, I believe, the Queen of Canehurst, or the Lady of Canehurst, I'm not sure what her proper title is, with a child. Perhaps a connection? Unconfirmed, though. Let's see. Is this the direction I want to go? This is the only direction I can go. Okay, we're going this way. One interesting thing about this space, because the people here drank blood in such large quantities, that those ticks on the outside really bathed me in it when I fought them. This is perhaps the bloodiest my character has ever been. And I like that when I'm out on these parapets of Canehurst, I get to fight some gargoyles. This one tries to stay still and scare me, while this one tries to surprise me from the back. Oh! He still got me. Unfortunately for him, I have 50 vitality now. So I'm doing just fine. I don't think I want to go this way just yet. There's something else to check out back here. Yeah, up this big spiral staircase. Oh, okay, there was a gargoyle up here. That was the one that tried to surprise me earlier. Also, maybe worth mentioning, the Dark Souls games, in addition to being inspired by, many Nintendo properties, whether it be Super Metroid, Zelda: Link to the Past, etc. Also very inspired by Castlevania. And this feels like a very Castlevania level to me. There's even going to be some enemies that look like the Fleamen from Castlevania. And I will say up front that I'm not a Castlevania expert. I've only played one Castlevania game, and that is the one Castlevania game, Symphony of the Night, that everybody praises. But I am with them in praising it. Symphony of the Night is a real masterpiece of a game, and it's really cool to kind of like explore a 3D version of it here. Oh man. I think my Autonatrix is not doing as much damage as it should because of the fact it needs to be repaired. Just kind of making these guys more of a threat, but I'm still doing fine. No deaths. Oh, here's some fashion worth reading about. The Executioner set. This is what Alfred's wearing. Attire worn by the band of executioners commanded by the martyr Ligarius later became the basis for all church attire with its heavy draping of holy shawl. As the great Ligarius once said, Acts of goodness are not always wise, and acts of evil are not always foolish, but regardless, we shall always strive to do good. Very interesting that the executioners present themselves as do-gooders and the vile bloods as completely corrupt. The corrupt vile bloods, Alfred calls them. Because from what I've seen, they don't seem particularly more or less corrupt than just about anybody else we have met in Bloodborne. There's my shortcut. I'm going to head back to the Hunter's Dream really quick and repair my weapons. Because this is a Tonitrus run, and that is a necessity. Still walking around with over 600,000 blood echoes that I can't really use on anything. Wait, can I upgrade my second Tonitrus? I cannot. Oh, I need a blood rock for that, of course. Interesting that Castle Cainhurst is accessible through this gravestone, which is the gravestone that's reserved for things that are kind of like on the border of, you know, the really nightmarish, quote-unquote, unreal sections of the game. Though this feels very real to me. This is not Nightmare of Mensis. We're in, you know, whatever counts as reality in this game. Alright, now we're in the library. I love how FromSoft does libraries, as we talked about in the Duke's Archive in Dark Souls 1. And this is a great one. This place actually looks more like a usable library, complete with little stair-step devices to reach things on upper shelves. It's also really unsettling how loud these ghostly women scream. You could think of them kind of like banshees from the New Londo ruins. Some of them kind of act as sentinels and alert the others, like the New Londo spirits do. And this guy will shoot something that, yeah, there we go. It sets them all against me. They start bleeding from their necks, which is maybe meant to be, I don't know, an echo of what Ligarius did to them to take their lives originally. They are the executioners, after all, Ligarius and his band. And I have something to pick up right here. The Evelyn. I believe I was going to read that. Special pistol used by Cainhurst Knights. The Evelyn uses quicksilver bullets just as any workshop firearm, but the Cainhurst variant relies more on blood tinge. Lovingly named after a woman and graced with an intricate design, Evelyns were adored by Cainhurst Knights. Not a lot of lore significance there, just more evidence that Cainhurst was a kind of insular society based around blood, since it's a blood tinge weapon. So this is the part of this level that I get a little fuzzy on. It's large and a little sprawling. Again, this is a usable library. There's a second floor meant to help you reach the higher up books. Oh, Cam said something about Canehurst people being the 1% from the Evelyn description. I don't know if I quite get that from that description. But maybe you're thinking it, maybe you're referring to something else that I said. They are definitely the 1% though. I mean, the 99%ers don't have libraries quite this ornate. These are the Castlevania flea men I was talking about earlier. And they're usually a little hard to fight, though the Tonitrus is making quick work of them. The description mentions the knights, and the knights are slaves. Oh, that's right. Yeah. The one of the items we got earlier mentioned that like the knights were only called knights, kind of like as a way to paper over their status as servants / slaves. Let's see. I think what I need to do is bust. Oh yeah, out of here. Bullets, very useful in our boss fight that's upcoming. More gargoyles. It's the Knight set, by the way, that I really like Fashion Souls wise, and I think I'm coming up on it here in this next room. But I have a good chunk of ghostly ladies I gotta work through first. There are a lot of them. Interesting how the light kind of refracts in this area, especially when they're screaming. Hello. Don't hide. Oh, she's holding her head. Yikes. Is this my new clothing? It might be. Nope, that's the Executioner's gloves, which is I've seen Caveman using quite a bit. I may play around with it today myself. Let's read it. One of the secret treasures hidden in Canehurst, the gloves of an executioner from a faraway land. Passed from executioner father to executioner son, these gloves can be used to summon wrathful spirits of the past by smearing them with blood. It is said that the nobles found immeasurable delight in the dances of these vengeful spirits. The nobles of Canehurst? I doubt they found immeasurable delight in the gloves used to execute them. I'll open that once the coast is a little more clear. Hello. Oh, that's one of the ones that scream. Anybody else in here? I think no. You can still hear just sobbing, though. It's an area that's so heavy with atmosphere. There we are, the knight's garb. Let's go outside to get a better look at it. Where's my door? There we are. So this is kind of an optional room that just exists for you to get some items. Let's read about the knight's stuff. Attire of the Knights of Canehurst, a regal piece graced by intricate gold work. The Canehurst way is a mix of nostalgia and bombast. They take great pride even in the blood-stained corpses of beasts that they leave behind, confident they will stand as examples of decadent art. Yeah, so there's something kind of nefarious and also kind of pitiful in the way that this like elite society kind of positioned itself. This empty bombast. There's a thing in, I think, the student set. It says that Willem would have hated the empty pretentiousness of it. Let's see, what does it say? Yeah, the focus not on knowledge or thought, but on pure pretension would surely bring Master Willem to despair if only he knew. And Canehurst is focused on pure pretension. I mean, their space is beautiful, but you know, it doesn't seem like it was to be used, right? It's more, and this is true about, you know, nobles who had these enormous libraries in history. They didn't stock their libraries with books because they were big readers most of the time, but some of them were, but more that books were a status symbol of a kind. Hey Ted, thanks for being here, buddy. Welcome to the chill stream, the chill Canehurst stream. We are almost to the man himself, Ligarius. I should say that I've been kind of practicing on Ligarius today with a character that's in New Game Plus, and I am a little nervous about it. I've been practicing because I'm a little nervous about it. This is the boss fight that took me the most tries, aside from Orphan of Kos, my first playthrough. It's really involved. There's a lot of stuff going on in this fight. Ligarius has a lot of moves. He's a caster, and so he can hit you from far away, he can hit you from close up. The fight's really fast. Oh, by the way, this third level of the library I found myself on, completely safe. There's no enemies up here, which, you know, again, to my point of, you know, difficulty. Difficulty ultimately is a, you know, it's an element of video games that you can modulate up or down in order to, you know, have an effect on the player, to, you know, enhance the experience one way or the other. And in the same way that making the difficulty increase can, you know, heighten an experience, making the difficulty decrease can heighten the experience as well, because there's a lot of ambiance in this space that filling it with really hostile enemies would kind of take away from, I think. But anyways, Ligarius, who I've mentioned, is much harder than the rest of Canehurst because it makes sense for him to be. You know, I've been practicing against him with my New Game Plus character, and I'm hoping that practice will pay off because the character that I fought him with was a lower level than this character, and he was also fighting a harder version of Ligarius because it was New Game Plus. So I've kind of been training with sandbags on today, and I hope that he doesn't give me too much trouble, because I could easily imagine myself fighting this guy, you know, 20 times. Cam, I appreciate you running for Ligarius. I'm going to try him by myself once. And if I can't get in by myself the first time, I will summon you. This is the night set, Ted. Let me know what you think of it. I happen to think it is very cool looking. Though I don't know how much it fits the vibe of this character. Still thinking about it. Pondering. I think there's one item to get up here. It's something very simple though. Bold Hunter's Mark, yeah. I guess that's so you can go back to the dream and stock up on vials and bullets before you do this fight. I love, by the way, before I enter here, that you're fighting Ligarius on a rooftop. And like a windswept, snowy rooftop at that. It's kind of combining the great feeling of ascension that you get from fighting the gargoyles in Dark Souls 1 with the just the kind of beautiful magical aesthetics of the Painted World. Let's meet Ligarius. Ted, you may be right. The night set may not fit the vibe. But I'll hold on to it while I'm fighting Ligarius because it seems fitting that someone wearing some Canehurst clothing would be exacting their revenge upon him. So this guy's been up here for a long time. He's frozen in place. He has to, crack all of his bones to stand up. He's coming at me very slowly, though that is not going to be the vibe of this fight. Let's see how we do. That's one move he can do, kind of like a slow orb. That's his Executioner's Gloves. I can do that too. But I don't know how much damage it's going to do to him. Wow, I'm chunking him pretty well. Yeah, I guess training with sandbags did help, didn't it? I fought this guy a lot. Not just today, but again, this is the guy that I had the most attempts to my first playthrough. He's going into his second phase, I think. I need my gun. No damage yet. I gotta shoot these swords. Otherwise, they will attack me. Ooh. Oh man, I need to heal. I need to heal. Oh! Oh, I'm still alive! Okay, well, so much for no damage. And another sword? Okay. You say so? Parry's pretty easy too, but so far I've been a little too distracted to parry him. Oh, there he is! Oh man, I missed my chance to visceral. I should stop trying to get parries and just start attacking this guy. Weapon at risk. Let's swap it out really quick. No, this one. Oh, I was using the wrong Tonitrus the whole time. Well, I'm going to do some more damage now. Oop, I need that sword. Come on. Okay. Ooh. Oh man, I need to heal. Oh man, can we do it the first try? We can! Woo! Ray slaughtered. Oh man, what a fight. So intense. Let's pick up his crown, the crown of illusions. One of the precious secrets of Cainhurst, the old king's crown, is said to reveal illusions and expose a mirage that hides a secret. I'm a little lost on what that illusion is. If anybody in chat wants to elucidate what's going on there, would love to know. What is the illusion that is revealed, or the mirage that is exposed by Ligarius? And so Ligarius donned the crown of his own volition, determined to prevent a single soul from stumbling upon the vile secret. What visions did he see sitting serenely upon his new throne? It seems like the main thing is that, or at least part of it, is, oh, if I put it on and walked behind his spawn? I'm not sure what exactly you mean by that. But I will put it on. This cutscene happens whether you're wearing it or not, I believe. Turn around. Okay. So all those lanterns are lit now. Cam, I think that happens whether you're wearing the crown or not. Anyways, this is where I'm going to meet the Queen of the Vile Bloods, Annalise.
I claim no subject, but here lieth our throne. Kneel afore us, or get thee gone.
Interesting, there's a lamp right there, considering there's one right outside.
Visitor, scented hunter. I am Annalise, Queen of Castle Cainhurst. Ruler of the Vile Bloods, and sworn enemy of the Church. Yet our people are murdered, and we are prisoner to this wretched mask. What is it thou art in search of? Well, an odd hunter thou art indeed. We've tired of these piteous nights. Share in our plight.
So I'm now a vile blood. What we've learned here is that, you know, Annalise and the Vile Bloods are not only just, you know, aristocrats who, you know, get drunk on blood, but are also political opponents of a sort of the church. And we've kind of been getting one story about them from members of the church, whomst are bad. You know, make no mistake, the church is not great, the cause of most of the trouble of this game. But we're getting another story from her. She's also been imprisoned in a mask, which is interesting, just as a trope. Let's see. Cam says she literally cannot fully die, so Ligarius sealed her in there and created the mirage so that no one could get to her. Okay, that makes sense. I understand. Now, this can be the end of my experience at Canehurst. But there's one other thing that we should probably do. I picked up an unopened summons to Canehurst, which will give someone else passage to this place. And, as much as I don't think this guy should go to Canehurst, I would definitely be, people watching this stream or watching the VOD later would definitely be missing out if they did not see what happens when I give this summons to Alfred. So let's see what happens there. And I'll get back into character here. Let's put on the church garb and Jura's hat. And head to Alfred's spot. Hello. Good time to remind people that Alfred, who up until this point has been a very helpful bro, in terms of giving me what I really want when I'm playing Bloodborne, which is information. It's such a story-rich game. If you know where to look for that story. He's voiced by the guy who voiced Solaire from Dark Souls 1. The ultimate solid bro.
Oh, good to see you safe. Now, let's think up something to discuss. Just tell me what piques your interest.
I got something for you, buddy.
Aha! Is that the sigil of Canehurst? I've heard tell of Canehurst nobles and their amusingly pompous invitations.
Amusingly pompous.
Wonderful. I thank you profusely. I will depart immediately, but first, a token of my gratitude.
So he's headed to Canehurst.
I feel my master's hand at work. Praise the good blood, and let us cleanse these tarnished streets.
Praise the good blood. Interesting. When we killed Vicar Amelia earlier, we got that flashback of Lawrence and Willem talking, and Willem told Lawrence, "Fear the old blood." Because of course Willem is interested not in blood but in eyes and predicted the beast's scourge. And we talked about how, like, going into the Forbidden Woods to Bergenworth required you to say, "Fear the old blood," a heretical statement for members of the church. And right there, Alfred gives us the reverse, the mantra that people who follow the church profess. Praise the good blood. Also, for anyone who has not read it in chat, yes, that fight with Ligarius, Cam did that at a very low level, level 50, just to get his wheel, which I am also going to... I can now buy the wheel because Alfred gave me the wheel hunter badge just now. But considering how much trouble I've had with Ligarius historically, it's absolutely insane to me to imagine Cam doing that at such a low level. I did it today at level 137. I did it my first playthrough at around level 85, I believe. I think Cam did have some help with a summon. But still, absolutely insane. Actually, why? I shouldn't have summoned here. I should have summoned to where I killed Ligarius, but, you know, let's take one more trip through this beautiful library. It's crazy to me, Cam, that there was someone in your level range trying to kill Ligarius. Though the level range I found is pretty wide in Bloodborne. I think it's wider than the Dark Souls level range. You know, I'm at level 137, and people can still fight me if they're level 90 and up. Which, again, reminder, I would like to do some PvP today. If anybody wants to. Though not just yet. I have this plot line to finish out, and then another fun little thing that I want to show y'all. Hope the vibes are cool and not annoying, by the way. My meditation music playing behind Canehurst. Alright, let's make our way back to the Queen's quarters. Love the way this looks now that it's empty and lit up. I also, I mentioned earlier his name was Master Ligarius. When I fought him, his name was Martyr Ligarius. Because he had sort of martyred himself in order to seal off this space. And now that it's open, and now that Alfred has access, oof. Like, perhaps the most psychotic character in this entire game.
Look at this. Thanks to you, I've done
I can now do the thing that the caveman does. Let's do it. The queenly flesh. So he is... Well, let's just read this, and then we'll talk about what he's done. Queenly flesh. Is it in here? No? Oh, here it is. What remains of Annalise, blood queen of Canehurst? This pinkish lump of flesh remains warm as if cursed. All hail the undying queen of blood. So, she's immortal, as you know, all good vampires are. And so instead of killing her in any traditional sense, he has just used his wheel to ground her into a pulp, which is still living. The pulp is still living. Also, I didn't read anything about it, but I'm pretty sure that part of her lore is that she wants to have a baby, or that she wants to be a child of a great one, or the mother of a great one. Which, you know, if the connection to Ariana is to be believed, she kind of ended up being the grandmother of a great one. Though completely unbeknownst to her. And just to say one last thing about Alfred, you know, he's the quote-unquote Solaire figure of this game. Solaire is a character who is kind of marked by his dedication to a cause. And the first Dark Souls game is very much about the idea of committing yourself to a cause, giving your life some sort of meaning to kind of make going on a bit more bearable. But in Bloodborne, the cause that Alfred has kind of dedicated himself to is one of, you know, complete mania, psychopathy. Let's go somewhere else. Oh, wait. Well, there's something else that I was going to try to do, but I can do it later. There's a rune I can pick up if I wanted to join the Executioners, Alfred's Covenant. I don't really want to do that, but that's something I can maybe do at a later point. What I want to do now is enter the Chalice Dungeons, which is something I've been doing off stream. It's the reason why I'm at level 137 right now, rather than level, I don't know, 85, which I think is how I killed Ligarius the first time. And what I'm standing in right now is the last Chalice Dungeon. It's the last layer of the last Chalice that you pick up. And in here is the final boss of the Chalice Dungeons that I've never seen, let alone played. Though I guess it's not fair to say I haven't seen it. I've watched videos of people fighting it. I've also co-opted this before. I've not done it myself, solo. And before I go in here, I wanted to do a very quick, dramatic reading of the work that it has taken to get here. Just to kind of like acknowledge how much of the game has not been on stream. Because getting through the chalices is hard and it's time consuming. So the first thing I did once I got the Thumeru Chalice after fighting the Blood-Starved Beast was I entered the Thumeru Chalice. There were 3 different levels of that chalice. In level 1 I fought the Undead Giant. In level 2 I fought the Merciless Watchers and the Merciless Chieftain. In level 3 I fought the Watchdog of the Old Lords. Those are all bosses. So 3 little worlds and 3 little bosses. Later, or actually from that chalice, I got the Central Thumeru Chalice, and that also has 3 levels. In level 1, I fought the Beast-Possessed Soul, which is an enemy I fought earlier in the game at the bottom of the Hunter's Workshop. Level 2, I fought the Keeper of the Old Lords. Level 3, I fought the Thumerian Descendant. And then I got the Lower Thumeru Chalice, which was when it really started to get difficult. On level 1, I fought the Merciless Watcher, which is not the first time I had fought them in the Chalice dungeons, again, but harder. I fought the Undead Giant, again, but harder. I fought Rom the Vacuous Spider, again, but harder. And I fought the Bloodletting Beast on level 4 of that Chalice. After the Witch of Hemwick, I believe, I got the Hintertomb Chalice. That had 3 levels with 3 bosses. The first level had a Man-Eater Boar, which is just like the big pigs that you find in the sewer, but presented as a boss. On level 2, I fought the Undead Giant for the 3rd time. And then level 3, I fought the Blood-Starved Beast yet again, but harder. I got the Lower Hintertomb Chalice, which had 3 levels. On level 1, I fought a Brainsucker, those little squid boys, as a boss. Level 2, I fought the Forgotten Madman. Level 3, I fought the Thumerian Elder. And then after fighting the Amygdala with Caveman, I got the Ailing Lauren Chalice. That had 3 levels to it. I fought the Beast-Possessed Soul for the 3rd time, the Blood-Starved Beast for the 3rd time, and the Abhorrent Beast, which is what that cannibal guy I found in the Forbidden Woods turned into when I fought him, but harder. After that, I got the Lower Loran Chalice. That had 3 levels. I fought the Lauren Silver Beast, which is just like those little enemies that you fight in Old Yarnum, but harder. I fought the Abhorrent Beast for the 3rd time. I fought the Lauren Dark Beast, which is Dark Beast Parl, again, but harder. Later, I got the Defiled Chalice, which is a chalice that takes you to worlds where you enter with half health, and everything hits harder. On level 1 of that chalice, I fought the Keeper of the Old Lords for the 2nd time. On the 2nd level, I fought the Watchdog of the Old Lords for the 2nd time. And on the 3rd level, I fought the Amygdala for the 2nd time, but harder. I got the Great Is Chalice, which is the coolest of the chalices. If there was only one, I wish it was this one, because it's the one that's most, soaked in Lovecraftian cosmic aesthetics. On level 1 of that, I fought the Brainsucker, which is, the 3rd time I fought that, or the 2nd time I fought it as a boss. On level 2, I fought the Celestial Emissary, big blue goober. For the 2nd time, we fought that before Abritus. And then on level 3, I fought Abritus again for the 2nd time, but harder. And then I got the Chalice for this dungeon, the Great Thumeru Ihil Chalice. On the 1st level of that, I fought the Thumerian Descendant again. And on the 2nd level, I fought the Bloodletting Beast again. And now I am here to fight the last boss here. But first I have to unlock it. So let's run through this space and see how hard that is. Just to get a taste of the Chalice dungeons. Because I've spent, probably dozens of hours doing these things. And Stream hasn't gotten to enjoy any of that. 30 bosses, by the way. 30 bosses in the chalices to get here. Only, I believe, 14 bosses we fought together on stream in the main game. So, whew. Here's a hunter. What do you think of this? Oh. I can't use the Executioner's Blood for some reason. Maybe, am I not statted for them? Surely I'm statted for them. And this guy's just trying to go for criticals. Got him. I think there's a ladder in here somewhere. Or maybe I need to go this way. Rat. Rat with boils. Anything in here? So for anybody watching this who's not played Bloodborne or not done any of the Chalice dungeons, it's basically this. It's just kind of nondescript rooms. You know, nondescript in the way that anything in Bloodborne can be nondescript, which is like it's just covered in blood and bodies and dirt. Overgrowth. It's just kind of like one after another. There's no story being told here in the same way there's a story being told in Canehurst. Wow, that didn't do very much at all. It's just a lot of enemies wandering around this space. Kind of mindless. I don't hate the Chalice dungeons like a lot of people do. I wouldn't really want to play them again that badly, to be honest. But I enjoy playing the Souls games kind of mindlessly while watching videos or listening to podcasts. And the Chalice dungeons have definitely given me lots of, you know, things to press my fingers up against while I'm craving more Souls content between streams. But I wouldn't call them good. They're definitely not that. Oh, there's what I need to pull for the boss. Hello. There it is. So they're all structured this way. It's just like a bunch of rooms that take you to a lever. You pull the lever, and then you go back to the beginning, and you fight a boss. And, you know, some of these bosses have been extremely hard, much harder than what I've played in the main game. And I've gotten through a lot of them by summoning. And so, you know, I might as well just, like, open the door for one last summon, in case anybody wants to help me out. Did I come from here? No, I did not come from there. Oh, is this a summon? I could summon an NPC. That's not nearly as fun, though. I would much rather summon an actual person. Michael asked if there's anything I'm playing spooky for October. Me and Jesse have been dipping our toes into Resident Evil 7, though we're working through it very slowly because it's extremely scary, and like I can only take so much of it at a time. After I've played it for about 30 or 45 minutes, I'm like, okay, I need to rest because it just stresses me out. But that's about it, spooky-wise. Game-wise, I've been watching a lot of spooky movies. But, let's see what's going on here. Our final Chalice boss. It's Yarnum through Marion Queen. I believe her music, by the way, which you can't quite hear because of my meditation drones that are happening in the background of the stream, I believe it's the same music as Ligarius, which would be interesting. Oh no! We've seen her once before. She showed up kind of unexplainably after we killed Rom, when the moon descended and impregnated Ariana. And of course, she is also pregnant right now. We can see her belly. Phase 2. What do you think of this? What do you think of this? Wait, what is that doing? Oh, she's disappearing. She summons doppelgangers, some of which disappear. Oh, okay. Yeah, they disappear after you hit them. That is the move. Oh, no! Oh, man! I just pressed a wrong button there. I meant to roll backwards. And I rolled forwards. Let's add a death. The first death of tonight's stream. Hopefully the only death of tonight's stream. We'll see. By the way, just a quick roll call in chat. Do I have anybody who wants to PvP after this? Because if I have people who want to PvP, we'll do that. And if not, we'll just end the stream. Whoop, I didn't mean to do that. And we'll back in, just for old time's sake. Ah, dang. That's okay, Cam. That would be really fun to PvP with the caveman. Against the caveman. I would probably lose. I would almost definitely lose. Michael also cannot PvP. I understand. It's a big ask for people to have a level 90 character at the end of Bloodborne. Just for my stream. Oh man, I keep getting stuck in that. I should go pick up my like 600,000 souls just for fun. Almost 800,000. Man, is there a tell for that? I really don't know if there is. Yeah, I can shoot things in a line too. Okay, where is she? Okay, that is a illusion. That's not an illusion. But I want to get rid of the illusions. I don't care about the real one right now. Because they can all do the same moves. And there don't need to be two Yarnums wandering around. Where are you? Not an illusion. This is a really cool fight. I wish it was not locked behind 30 bosses and dozens of hours of gameplay. Of really frustrating, really hard gameplay, by the way, that I had to summon for a lot of. Oh, man. Oh, man. "40 deaths. Okay, so if the baby's crying, I should not be close. Good to know. Would be great if I could actually beat this on stream. Though, no promises, I guess. It's only 9:42. I'll probably keep plugging away at Queen Yarnum until 10, if it takes me that long. But after that, I won't torture y'all any longer. Take 3. Okay, get away. Nope. Okay, Michael, you are correct. It's the baby crying. When the baby is crying, I should not be close. Get away! Okay. That will help a lot. Wait. You really gotta just chip away at her. Phase 2. I think she doesn't have... Oh yeah, she still has the little stun lock thing. In phase 2. Nope. Okay. Where are you? Not an illusion. Man, I keep finding the real one. Which I guess for a lot of people that's what they would want to find, but I want to get rid of the extras. Are the illusions veiled? Or are they all veiled? Man, I really cannot do much damage at all before having to get out of there. Look at how much health she still has. Oh, get me out of here. If anything is interesting happening in the chat, I'm sorry, I cannot read it. Oh, heal. Oh, man. Okay, the illusions go away after a little while. Maybe I should not care about them so much. What I should do is not get stuck by that. Well, yeah, okay. Half health. That illusion. Illusion. Oh, here's my billion souls. Oh, get me out of here. Oh, she's in her final phase. Big blood sword. get me out of here. Get me out. Where are you? Oh, more illusions. I thought we were done with that. People watching stream get the fun experience of watching me fight a Bloodborne boss for the first time. Oh no! What is going on here? Raining blood. Weapon at risk. Let's swap these out really fast if we can. Okay. Oh, get me out! Get me out! Get me out! Get me out! Okay. Frenzy? Is that what that is? Oh no. Okay. Maybe I can get it this time. Feeling good. Illusion. Illusion. Only 6 blood vials left. Oh! Get me out! 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 Okay. I don't think I'm gonna do it. I don't think this is gonna happen. But you gotta believe. Real one. Maybe? 2 blood vials? Oh, maybe. There's one. Okay, get me out of here. Where are you? Oh, please be the real one. That's the real one. Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on. Yes! Praise Lord. Woo! We did it. And, she drops a Yarnum stone. Let's read that. Whew. My heart is beating very fast. Where's the Yarnum stone? A sacred heirloom left by Yarnum, Thumerian queen. The queen lies dead, but her horrific consciousness is only asleep and stirs in unsettling motions. So, man, we have a lot of pieces to fit together here, and I imagine that Cam will have plenty to say about how those pieces fit together next week. My main take at the moment is, you know, of course, Thumaru is the original land that was kind of met by the beast plague, and that is where, you know, the citizens of Yarnum, you know, note the name, made contact with Great Ones. And we now know that Yarnum is not only not only named after, well, we know what it's named after now. It's named after a person, Queen Yarnum, and it seems as though that she was the first human that we know of to act as kind of a surrogate mother for a great one. Though that pregnancy does not seem like it went very well. Also, I mentioned back when we were in the Forbidden Woods that the shadows of Yarnum, you know, the name makes it sound like they are shadows of the city, but in fact, we now know that they are kind of like servants or protectors of the Queen Yarnum. And I'm going to hang out here, which is a PvP hotspot, for a minute, just to see if anybody shows up to PvP. And if they don't, we will finish here and take a look at where Queen Yarnum shows up in the base game. Oof. $900,000 blood echoes. You know what? Just to sweeten the deal a little bit, I'll go ahead and, since it doesn't seem like anybody in chat is going to be PvPing with me, do a little PvP myself. I'll ring. Oh, can I not ring the Sinister Bell? Why will it not let me ring the Sinister Bell? I did it earlier. I know it can be done. Huh. Very odd. There's some pigs with a bunch of eyeballs. No big deal. We'll come back to here later. Oh, I died to a pig. Well, maybe that's a sign. Maybe that's a sign we need to end. My Sinister Bell's not ringing. We don't have anybody in chat who wants PvP, and I died to a pig. So that, I'm going to call that 3 strikes. This seems like a good place to end tonight's stream. I'm really happy to have had some people in chat keeping me company, despite not having a caveman to keep me company. Let's end the stream with one of these guys. Have a good night, everybody. We will be back next week for the grand finale stream. That's actually going to start a little earlier. It's going to start at 7 p.m. instead of 8 p.m. Because we have more to go through. We're going to go through all the DLC and all the end game bosses. So it'll probably be like a 3+ hour stream. Buckle up, or pop in and pop out at your leisure. But next Monday, 7 p.m. I believe, is going to be our Bloodborne grand finale with the caveman once again. Have a good night, everybody. Talk to you then.